Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. People, they don't get it. They don't get it, and they never will because they don't want to get it. Who am I talking about? Oh, it burns my lips to say their names, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to endure the pain for you. I'm talking about the sassy congresswoman herself, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, Jokahannes, the squaw with diarrhea of the jaw, that fake-ass Indian Elizabeth Warren, James Brown stunt double, Aunt Pearl from 227, that fucking melted hound dog. I'm talking about Maxine Waters. They don't understand how this works. I will put links in the description box to all of this. They don't seem to understand that the president has the authority to carry out military strikes. Now, if he wants to declare war on a country, then he has to go through Congress. You ever heard people joke around say, if they need to get something done and there's a bunch of red tape or it's hard to do, they'll say, that's going to take an act of Congress. That's where that comes from. You think Trump doesn't know that, you dumb assholes? But these three stooges don't know shit. Like my dad would say, they don't know shit from Shinola. They don't know whether to scratch their watch or whine their ass. If their brains were dynamite, they wouldn't have enough to blow their nose. It's the willful ignorance. How in the hell do you have two congresswomen and a senator and they don't understand how war is declared? Now, either they're stupid or they're lying. Jasmine Crockett's old ghetto ass. Oh, I was going to be back on Monday. You could have hollered at us on Monday. She said you could have hollered at us talking to the president of the United States. Stop this ghetto act. You've attended private schools since you were knee-high to a grasshopper all the way through college. Where do you get this from? Where do you get this ghetto vernacular from? You could have hollered at us on Monday. And then Maxine Waters' melted hound dog looking ass. Why didn't he ask my permission to declare war? Bitch, he didn't declare war. It was a strike. It was a bombing. Speaking of bombings, do you remember Obama? Who bombed the shit out of more than 25,000 targets? You remember that guy? The left would masturbate to his voice every night to fall asleep. You remember Obama? He carried out strategic strikes too, because it's the president's prerogative. Let me tell you something else you might not know, you skirts, you dumb broads. The president has total control over the army. So if President Trump wanted to send the entire U.S. Army to Iran or anywhere else in the world, he can do that without notifying you, Congress. You idiots. So they don't understand how this works. They think that Trump declared war on Iran. The president who got us in this many wars in his first term decided to kick things off without an act of Congress in his second term. That doesn't make any sense. He didn't ask our permission. He doesn't need to. You moron. He doesn't need to. If Trump wants to bomb somebody or something, he can do that without notifying you assholes. And you know what? We all know this, that if Trump had a legitimate reason, like another 9/11 kind of thing, but this time somebody else did it to us. Maybe a Pearl Harbor kind of thing. If another country visited violence upon us, then he would go to Congress and say we need to go to war. But if Trump wanted to do that, they would say no. Simply because he's Trump. Simply because he's Trump. And it would take their constituents ready to vote them out for them to agree and send us to war, even if it was justified. And another thing, I was talking about this in another video I did about the whole bombing itself. What if Iran goes after our troops that are close by? Another thing I was talking to Nate Kane about is I've thought for the longest time that the only reason that countries like Russia or China or North Korea, these countries that we're not exactly cool with, have nukes, but they've never used them. And I still think this, but I think what Nate said was also true. I think that they don't want to give up that life. Just like these clowns we have in our government, like Maxine Waters, who's been in power since 1991, who has completely failed and made herself rich in the process. But you have people like that who are career politicians, who are corrupt. And I think that the reason they don't use their nukes is simply because they don't want to give up their life. These people, yes, the people in their countries may be starving and there may be famine or whatever, but these guys are shitting in tall cotton. They're living the life. They have servants and palaces and money, and they travel, and the food and the opulence, whatever weird sexual shit they're into, they get to indulge in it up to their eyeballs. And they don't want to give that up, because the moment that you detonate a nuke, Iran in Israel or something, or you bomb or attack, U.S. servicemen and women, it's over. Trump's already told you he knows where you are. It's a wrap. By the time you hear the whistle, it's too late. You're going to be getting out your rug, and that's the last thing you're going to remember. But that corruption, we have that too with these jackasses. How long do you think Jasmine Crockett's going to be in office? She just got in. Do you think that her constituents are staring down the barrel of 35 years of her? Holy shit. And I'm going to keep saying this until Maxine Waters retires. That woman is 86 years old. What in the hell are you doing with that job at almost 90? The fuck is going on here? But these people, they can't be that stupid. How did they get there if they're so dumb that they think Trump declared war on Iran by bombing those 3 facilities? And man, if you haven't seen the video of that one explosion that looked like it was damn near a nuke, man, if they didn't have a nuke in there, they were close. They were a puzzle piece or two away by the size of that damn explosion. But you guys meet me in the comments. Talk to me, Goose. I just don't understand this willful ignorance. You fucking know that Trump didn't declare war. So why would you think he has to go through Congress if he didn't? Meet me in the comments, but you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.